2, 1. Welcome to 2026. It's another year, another level in this increasingly difficult game we call life. We're starting the year off big. About a month and a half to 2 months ago, I actually surveyed both the server and some close friends who know about our channel on their top favorite video game systems. I sent out a Google form and a bunch of people filled it out. We didn't get too many responses, but we got 17 responses. People ranked based on their favorites 1 to 10 if they could. I gave a little bit of exceptions. A couple people had a hard time getting to 10, so I just let them only count, 1 down to whatever they could. And pretty simple. From 1 down to 10, you get 10 down to 1 point based on where you place your system. And I tallied those points up. I double counted. I triple checked a couple just to make sure. And we got our 10 systems. We'll go over some of the other results further down the list after we've done the 10. But how this is going to work is I'm going to start each segment. I want you guys to guess what you think placed in that spot. If you get it, if you get it right, you get 1 God Knuckles point. What do these points do? Nothing. They don't matter at all. They're just points to have a little bit of fun.
It's just like
I want to win.
Yeah. So
you can win potentially.
I want to win.
All right.
I want the points.
All right. So let's go ahead and start us off. Number 10. I will say it was sizably a little bit of a delta between 10 and 11. So there was no possibility of an upset really. Number 11 is more than 10 points down from what 10 was. So we got a pretty solid top 10 that wasn't likely to change with just 1 or 2 extra responses. It got 38 points. What do we think is number 10 with 38 points?
Number 10. I'm going to say points. For number 10, I'm going to say PS4.
Okay.
I will say part of me just wants to give the same answer until I get it right.
You're going to give the same answer until you get it right?
Yeah. Part of me wants to do that. Part of me wants to try and guess what this list is.
Yeah.
PS4 is a pretty good response.
I think it's a
10 slot.
A common enough answer that it probably ranks somewhere on the list, but probably pretty low on the list. So I'm saying PS4 number 10.
Especially with that number of people. I'm going to say Nintendo GameCube.
GameCube. Okay.
Yes.
Well.
And what is our answer?
At number 10.
Probably neither of those.
Jack is correct. It is the PlayStation 4.
I was right.
It is the PlayStation 4,
baby.
Just as a breakdown,
I lose this game.
PS4 was actually first place on one person's list, and it did get quite a few responses in the lower tiers of quite a few other lists. So, yeah, a pretty respectable placing with 38 points. The PlayStation 4.
For the record, I do not remember what my own list was.
I barely remember mine.
I have no idea which one of the responses is yours, Jack. I can only guess because I did not take answers of I did not take whose email. I just made the email restriction so you can only do once, but I don't know who did what. So I can guess at a couple. Fair. I have no idea which one's yours is. I had PS4 on mine. It was 9th on mine. So
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Absolutely do not remember my list.
If it's the one that I think it is, it was not on yours.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can say.
Was there multiple lists that gave the Game Gear as an answer?
There were a couple, actually.
God.
The Game Gear, I'll say. So we'll get to it later. So the PlayStation 4 is Sony's console for the 8th generation of video game systems. It is for many people the de facto home console of that generation. It still gets games to this day. It has a massive library. So yeah, any good words would you like to say about the PS4, Jack?
The the PS4 is the machine that I'm playing Yakuza 0 on right now. So
he's doing it.
Shout out to the PS4. No, I feel like I personally kind of underrate the PS4. I have like a shitload of PS4 games. I just don't think about it a lot. I actually use my PS4 like a lot, mostly as a Blu-ray player and as a system to use like streaming services on. But
that's fair.
No,
it's the same thing.
PlayStation is really good at being a media player alongside being a game console. It's a running thing.
I was gonna say, it's like we've had, I mean, since PS2 was you had
PS1 was a CD player.
The PS2 was a DVD player. PS3 and 4 are both Blu-ray players, and then the PS5 is a 4K player. So
yeah,
they're good at that.
Any other nice things you'd like to say about the PS4? Your personal thoughts?
It's got a good library. It's not one of my favorite libraries, but it does have a good library, and it's also the system that has Uncharted 4 on it, so it's like a degree of good because of that.
Yeah. I'll say the PS4 is one of those systems where like I really like it. It is the least exciting system that I also think is also a really good system because as I said, for many people it was just the default home console of that generation. And I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's got a massive library. It's got an incredibly long shelf life. It is still getting games to this day, and not just like sports games or just random like, got to put the game everywhere kind of games. Like there's just actually decent good games coming out for it still.
It still gets like it still gets a lot of like big name multi-platform titles. Yeah. Like Tony Hawk 3+4 was on the PS4, which I still need to get, by the way. But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with the PS4. That's where
it's got the longevity. For sure.
It's where I played Nier Automata, Persona 4. It's where I've played quite a bit of other games.
5, I assume.
Persona 5, I should say. Yeah. I played the PS4 version of Persona 4 Golden, but
I knew what you meant when you said Persona 4, but
Crash Insane Trilogy, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We saw a lot of great remakes and remasters on the PS4. We saw a lot of good fresh new games, although I didn't play the stuff like, you got The Last of Us Part 2, you've got the Uncharted 4, you've got a bunch of other games. So like I didn't play all of them, but it's got a great library. Can't really go wrong. Lane, do you have any thoughts on the PS4? Any nice things to say? What people see in this?
Doesn't have a Sly Cooper, an original Sly Cooper title. 0 out of 10.
It does not.
Moving on.
I would like to say nice things when possible about these systems, because these are not just our systems. These were picked by a bunch of people. So
all right,
gotta give it some flowers. But you can share your thoughts as well.
It's fine, I guess.
Tragically, the PS4 doesn't even have a Sly Cooper collection. What the fuck?
You can play Sly Cooper games on it because of
PSN
online bullshit.
Yeah. There are a lot of like just digital re-releases of games that you can get on PS4. Like that's how I got.
I was mostly talking about like the PlayStation catalog where you have the streaming service.
Oh, I was thinking about the fact that like they released a lot of like PS2 and PS1 classics on PS4. But yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, there's that. I don't. Did they do that with any of the Sly Cooper games? I forget.
Not that I know of.
For another time.
Yeah, not that I know of, because Sly Cooper being brought to PS5 was like apparently a big deal. So I'm guessing no.
Yeah. So anyway,
right. Yeah.
I do, for the most part, like this system. I mean, I used it as one of my main consoles during this time, especially because, Nintendo Wii U did not get the third-party support, and so PS4 was the system I played a lot of the third-party junk that I was interested in. And for the most part, most of the versions are solid. Obviously, with age, the older models have become kind of gross. I hate the vents on all of the systems. They're a pain to clean.
Yeah, the PS4, the only reason why I don't still use mine is just because it's so loud. I got one used in 2016, and that used model was like a launch model from 2013, and I used it until I replaced it in like 2023. So it had 10 years of use between me and whoever the hell else had it.
Yeah, but overall, it's a good system with a solid library.
All right.
Mhm.
0 out of 10, no Sly Cooper.
Number 9. Number 9 beat the PlayStation 4 by 2 points. It got 40 points in total.
Ooh.
And yeah, any guesses as to what number 9 is?
I'm going to keep with the PlayStations. I'm going to say PS3
Okay.
for number 9.
I'm going to say GameCube again.
Well, at number 9, Jack, you were on the right track, but the wrong PlayStation.
Ooh,
It is
tragic.
the PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gross.
So,
Who voted for this?
The PlayStation 1 actually got... It didn't get any first place placements unlike the PS4, but it did get 2 second place placements and was also on a bunch of other people's lists. And you know what's really funny is the people that put the PS1 in second, the 2 people, I probably know what those people's tastes are in games because of their other, like the other things that they picked. So it's pretty interesting. It's the PS1. Anything you'd like to say about it, Jack? This was a
PS1 is a good system. I've never owned one, but I've owned a PS2, and you can play PS1 games on those. No, it's got some classics. It had the original Tony Hawk games. It had Crash Bandicoot. It had the Spyro games. It had the Final Fantasies that people really like. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying I haven't played them. I mean, I've played 7, but like, you know,
it's a CD player.
It's a CD. I was going to say that. Yeah, it's a CD player. I don't have a ton of firsthand experience. I'm a bit young. The PS2 was out before I even like started playing video games as a young child, so I don't really have a lot of firsthand experience with the PS1, but it's got some good shit. It's got Metal Gear Solid.
All right.
It's pretty fucking good.
The PS1, I had this on my list. It was actually pretty high up. I put it in 4th. I like the PS1 a lot. Not for one, obviously, it was one of my first systems, so I'm a little bit biased, but it was one of the 2 systems that really pushed and pioneered 3D gaming alongside the N64, obviously, being the other one. It is where a lot of conventions for games that we play today were formed and still are followed. You still have the idea of cinematic single player games going as far back as the PS1, thanks to the CD-based technology allowing for bigger, larger scale games to be made. And like Jack was getting at with the library, I mean, you have the Crash trilogy, the Spyro trilogy, you've got Metal Gear Solid, you have ports of games that were on the Saturn, but they needed a better home. So you'd have stuff like Tomb Raider, you'd have Mega Man 8, you'd have Rayman. And of course, you got stuff like Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill, which really drive home the thing that I mentioned about, more cinematic single player games. And on top of a great library, it's a CD player. But no, I also really think that thanks to the PlayStation's controller, if the SNES is like the grandfather of the modern controller, the PS1 controller is the father of the modern controller, because you've got, especially with the DualShock 1, you have your 4 shoulder buttons, you've got your 4 face buttons, you've got your D-pad. With the DualShock, you have the 2 sticks, you have 2 extra curricular buttons. They've changed over time. They used to be start and select. Now they're like 2 other buttons depending on what system, but it's all there. So a lot of stuff that we know and love in modern gaming today started with the PS1. I love it. It's classic.
Turns out,
yeah,
3D gaming has not changed.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Not much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's evolved over time, but they kind of got a lot of stuff right pretty early on and just stuck with it.
They've dictated what is required in the controller, and the 2 times it has been changed from that, it was a camera or a stick.
Yeah.
3 times. One was a tablet.
True.
But that also had all the trappings of everything else. Anyway, tragically, the PlayStation 1 has no Sly Cooper games. 0 out of 10.
True. All right.
Was Sly Cooper a thing when the PlayStation 1 existed? No. Do I care? No. 0 out of 10.
Man, the Nintendo Switch is a great system, but it doesn't have any Sly Cooper games.
No Sly Cooper game. We'll get to that when we get to that.
All
Trust
right,
me, I have thoughts and feelings on that system.
So number 8 beat number 9, the PlayStation 1, by 3 points. So it's 43 points. Guesses?
Okay.
For number 8, I'm going to stick with my previous guess and say PS3.
I was going to say, you better not take the GameCube from me.
Nope.
All right.
That's all yours until we get to it.
Sega Genesis. Let's go.
Are you going with Sega Genesis?
Watch him say the fucking GameCube and I'll pee his pants.
It's the GameCube.
Yeah, no points for me though.
Nope. I was hoping that you would stay with it because I was like, "Oh, Landon's gonna get it when we get there."
He's gonna get it, but no.
The Nintendo GameCube.
Now I'm gonna ride the Genesis.
Yep, the Nintendo GameCube is our number 8 with 43 points. So, yep,
GameCube,
Nintendo's 6th generation console, a console that has probably aged better in the eyes of people over time more than a lot of other consoles. Jack, thoughts? We talked about this last we talked about.
I was going to say we just talked about the GameCube last podcast. I don't know if there's too much that we can say. Obviously, I love the GameCube. It was my first it was my first home console as a child. I have a lot of fond memories with it. It has a fantastic library, despite being like what many would consider a failed system. But yeah, no, I love the GameCube. Classic. GameCube Classic.
Yeah.
On our Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon. The
GameCube, just as an FYI, got one placement in first and 1 third place placement. And of course, other placements down the chain. This was not on my list personally, but as I mentioned in that podcast that we did just a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, it is a system that I think it really just kind of fell prey to the fact that it was up against the PlayStation 2, which was a behemoth, and the Xbox, which was new and exciting from a company that had never done a game console before and had Halo. So the GameCube, I think, was just a victim of that. Over time, it's aged really well. It's got a strong library. We talked about this. It's got one of the most ergonomically designed controllers of its time. We talked about this. The GameCube, I think, it's gotten probably a little bit more popular, arguably, thanks to the PC gaming community and their love of the Dolphin emulator, which is a very good way to play GameCube games. I'm sure that a lot of people are now like Jack's age or a little bit younger, getting to, grow up. They're getting nostalgic for the GameCube as well. So it's just it's a good time to be a GameCube fan.
Cloud, I'm 30. I've been nostalgic for the GameCube for a long time.
Listen, that's why I said younger as well.
I know I just think it's funny. I just have to clarify for our listeners that none of us are young. We're all in our 30s at this point.
I'm the youngest at 18.
He's
been doing this.
He's our little boy. We've been doing this since he was 5 years old.
I haven't aged a day, actually. Nope. Yeah. The GameCube
does not have a Sly Cooper game.
I should say there is no Sly Cooper game. Once again,
it has Wind Waker.
But it has The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Classic.
That too.
That too. And has really good third-party games, despite not being the the behemoth of this console generation as far as like game catalog. But it does have a surprisingly good and sometimes timed exclusive, we'll just call it that, timed exclusive third-party games. Thanks, Capcom.
Thank you, Capcom.
Yeah, I like the system a lot. I'm probably also one day I'll get nostalgic for it, but I just played Chibi Robo, so I got my GameCube fix. 0 out of 10 system.
All right.
Go watch the VODs for Chibi Robo.
Go watch the 4.5-hour VOD I just streamed.
That is the GameCube in 8th place at 43 points. Number 7 has 45 points. It is just 2 points higher than the GameCube, barely beating it out.
Higher.
2 points higher.
And number 7?
At number 7.
Right, Jack.
I'm still guessing PS3.
All right, I'm going to switch back to the GameCube.
It's got to be GameCube this time.
It's got to be GameCube.
It's got to be GameCube one of these times.
Yeah, one of these times I'll get a point for saying GameCube. God, part of me wants to stick with the Genesis because I feel like the Genesis has to be on this list. All right, Jack, what games do you think have to be on this list, or systems have to be on this list?
Well, we got 7 spots left. I think some pretty much guarantees are going to be Switch, Super Nintendo, DS, Wii? 3DS, Wii maybe, and like probably definitely PS2.
And
then maybe like the 360.
Okay. And then this is tough. Anyway, I'll do it. Let's stick with the Genesis.
Sticking with Genesis. And
okay.
Jack, what was yours? You said PS3?
PS3.
Well, you're both wrong because number 7 is Nintendo Wii.
The Wii won, baby.
Honestly, that was the thing. If I was going to switch, my answer was going to be the Wii.
Nintendo Wii. We talked about this on a podcast. It is Nintendo's Blue Ocean strategy console that came out in the 7th generation of gaming consoles and revolutionized the game. It is a motion control centric console. You played your Wii Sports, you played your Mario Kart Wii, you played your Zelda Twilight Princesses, you flailed your Wii remotes, you had a good time. Jack, thoughts on the Nintendo Wii?
You know what's funny is that when we did our top 10 consoles when it was like just us, like for YouTube a few years ago, I put the Wii in first place and it landed at number 7, and I'm pretty sure that is the exact same thing that happened here.
Yes. I'm pretty the Wii got 2 first place placements and no second or third places, so yours must be one of those.
Yeah, mine is definitely. I put the Wii in first. Yeah, the Wii is my favorite system.
It did get quite a few 4th, 5th, 6th. So yeah.
I love the Wii. Obviously, I think the Wii is a severely I mean, we've talked about it a shitload in the past. The Wii won, get over it, etc. Get over it. But no, I think the Wii has like a supremely underrated third-party library on top of having just an excellent selection of first-party titles as well. There's so much to offer on the Wii. And granted, I think I have this opinion because the Wii was like the only main console, the only like current gen main console that I owned for like 5 years until I got my PS3. And I pretty much had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find entertainment. But now, not that is to say I was like picking bad games that I was deluding myself into believing were good. No, there's a lot of great games if you know where to look on the Wii. Like obviously you have the first party big heavy hitters like the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, you have Smash Brothers Brawl, you got Mario Kart Wii, you got Metroid Prime 3, and then you have a lot of like crazy third party stuff like Mad World and Little King's Story and Excitebots Trick Racing and No More Heroes and a ton of other shit. Like it has a little something for everyone.
Except
to quote IGN.
It doesn't have anything for me. No Sly Cooper.
No Sly Cooper. It does. I will also say it's incredible virtual console selection. Like obviously the Wii U would only be better in that regard after the Wii, but like for its time to have the option to just like purchase and own these older titles on previous systems, like you can have games from every Nintendo system up to the Wii and play them on the Wii.
And isn't there like a bunch of TurboGrafx games on this thing too?
Yeah, it's got like TurboGrafx and
TurboGrafx.
Sega Genesis too. Like
Genesis and Master System.
yeah.
And this was before the Genesis was known for having its titles like constantly re-released all the time. Like it was kind of frequent, but like the Wii was there before all this.
The Wii is also one of the last officially released versions of Sonic 3 and Knuckles that ever got put out, because like I mean, like obviously you can play 3 and Knuckles on like the recent Origins collection that came out, but like the games in their original form without like altered music or anything, you could do that on the Wii. The Wii has a lot to offer, and it is also home to, like, you can literally play. Wait, Chrono Trigger wasn't on the Virtual Console, was it? I don't think it was.
Better been. Well,
I was going to say, like, you can play like all of my top 5 games of all time on the Wii. But yeah, no, it's I love the Wii.
The Wii was not on my list. It was probably it was like a toss up for this and my number 10 for what I was going to give to number 10, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to give number 10 to this other system. But it was like, it's a very close 11th, because the Wii, it's a fantastic system. It does have a little bit of a hard time like getting to like the really good third-party support, because there is a lot of shovelware you got to sift through, but you got a crazy amount of first-party support and some good third-party support if you're willing to look. It's got a very interesting control scheme that is very unique, and not a whole lot of systems have anything really like that without having to go with like peripherals that do like a weird different library altogether. And I mean, the Wii got your grandpa, your grandma, your mom, your dad, got the whole family playing together. It's the Wii. It's fantastic. Statistically, 1 in 3 of you who own a Wii have Mario Kart Wii. 1 in 3 of you own New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and 80% of you, thanks Reggie, own Wii Sports, which means that pretty much everybody that's touched a Wii has probably played that game.
Yep.
The Wii.
I mean, like, I feel like sorry to cut you off, Landon. I feel like Wii Sports has to be like one of the, like, probably holds the record for now there's no data to back this up whatsoever, but like if you asked every single person who has only ever played one video game in their entire life, Wii Sports probably is the most popular game, because you have a ton, like, imagine all the fucking like grandmas and aunts and uncles that never touched video games in their lives but played Wii Sports bowling on their sons or nephews Wii and loved it.
True.
You know,
I mean, for every Wii out there is a good chance that an entire family of 5 or more was playing on that system. So
yeah, exactly. It was a system that was targeted at families. Sorry, go ahead, Lennon.
Chrono Trigger was on the Wii Virtual Console. Thank you.
It was?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Added
so there you go.
2011.
That's really late.
That is really late,
really
actually.
Late. And then it was discontinued from the Wii Virtual Console in 2019.
That's, well, yeah. That's the way it goes, but so was
Landon,
everything else on
what
the
are your
Virtual
thoughts on the
Console.
Wii?
Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I will say I like the design for the original like model. Once you start getting into the fucking Wii Mini, then you start to lose me.
Thank God that is like 0.5% of Wii's sold, if that. That might be generous, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you don't got to worry about there being that many of those out there.
Yeah, but I like the design of like the Wii. Yeah, it's a very stylish system. 0 out of 10.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
all right.
You guys have said pretty much everything. Library, good.
Yeah.
Nostalgic. Yeah.
True.
So I'll comment on the console's design. Although those fucking flap, like if you have an original model, the fucking flap bit thing that actually holds it in, that breaks so easy. 0 out of 10 system.
I was gonna say I don't think I even bothered to have the flap on that holds the GameCube stuff because I just use my GameCube stuff anyway. So I'm like, I just like chucked it. But yeah,
how many of those I've seen that are just like broken or missing in my time, and I'm just like, you need to have it. I will not take it unless you have it. Go back home and find it.
Moving on to number 6, there's a huge point delta here. We jump from 45 to 64 points.
Whoa.
This is where we start getting into the good systems, folks.
So we're at number 6.
We're at number 6.
All right. It's PS3, you're out of here.
Yeah.
PS3,
Genesis,
PS3 is definitely not on this list.
I'm going to tell you now, the Genesis did not get on the list.
Yeah, we're at the point where we have to stop pussyfooting around. We're at like
Genesis is not on the list, and PS3 is not on the list.
It is 100% 5 Nintendo systems and the PS2, so it's just a matter of where they all place. I'm gonna say, based on what we haven't mentioned,
there's a possibility for one Sega system. I feel like just not the Genesis, but
yeah.
In my world, the Genesis would have won, but who knows? Maybe the Dreamcast.
If the PS4 just narrowly made the top 10 and the PS3 isn't in the top 10, I would have to guess that the Dreamcast isn't either. But you don't have to tell us that, Cloud. For number 6, I'm going to guess the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
All right. So now Al's guessing. Is Al able to get points?
You know what?
DS.
You know what? I'll let him join in. I've got a tally so far. The total is Jack 1, Landon 0. We'll see.
I get a spiritual point, but it's not. It's worth even less than a God Knuckles point.
Yeah. If only you said GameCube. You should have stuck with it. You would have had it.
No, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot every time.
All right. So what is your guess for number 6?
For number 6, I'm gonna go. Are we sure it's not the GameCube?
It's not. The GameCube's already been passed over. It's not number 8.
Fine. Okay. So number 6, the DS is a good answer, Steve. That's a good answer. Watch Al get the point.
Watch Al win.
Yeah, I hope Al wins this game. This is Mario Party now, and if I can't win, I hope Al does.
All right. Well, what's your guess?
That's how I play Mario Party. I'm gonna shit, piss, fuck,
ass.
Jack's guess is Game Boy Advance.
Yes. Yeah, his 3DS.
3DS.
Okay.
Nintendo 3DS.
I'll say all 3 of you are wrong. Number 6, Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
That was going to be my second guess.
I was thinking that too.
Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It got, by the way,
honestly, I'm surprised.
It got 3 first place placements and 1 third place placement. The problem is that the Super Nintendo had quite a few entries, submissions where it did not show up at all. So
yeah,
it is very
honestly,
top-heavy.
I'm a little surprised because this system is so good.
It is a very good system. Jack, thoughts on the Super Nintendo?
Honestly, if we're going with the no Sly Cooper on the system, then I understand, folks. I understand why you would not have it on your list. That's fair. That's a fair response.
Super Nintendo's a great system. You can pretty much copy paste what I said about the Wii here, except I didn't grow up with the Super Nintendo, but it has ton of great first party games, a surprisingly large amount of great third party titles as well. Including licensed games that are just straight up good, up there with some of the best games on the system. Good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of the games on the system have, I feel like it's a system that's aged really well. Just about anyone can go back and pick up Link to the Past or Super Mario World or
Earthbound.
Super Metroid or Earthbound.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI. Or any of the thousands of great games on the Super Nintendo, and still enjoy them just as much as people did back when they first came out, without like, because you have some games that get like slow down, but like that's about it in terms of like age. I feel like the sprite work in just about every Super Nintendo game is phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know. Super Nintendo's a great system. But I will say, when you're playing on an original model Super Nintendo, if you so much as touch the cartridge, your system will fucking reset.
And that is
God forbid if that happens.
That is something that all three of Nintendo's first three cartridge-based consoles suffered from. Like, you better be very careful.
Put it in a glass box, baby.
Super Nintendo was on my list. It was my number 7. I grew up with this system. I think it is a fantastic system with a great library. We had a great podcast where we compared this mostly to the Sega Genesis, because as far as we are concerned, those were the two systems of that generation. There was the TurboGrafx, which was irrelevant in North America, so we didn't talk too much about that. But yeah, Genesis has a big lot. Not Genesis.
Genesis does.
Genesis
does what Nintendo doesn't.
Genesis might have had a great library, but the SNES's library was even better. And when you are playing the SNES at its time, it's pretty crazy going from consoles that only had 3 or 4 buttons to this fucking monstrosity of a controller that had 4 face buttons plus 2 shoulder buttons and the start and select. It's like, whoa. That was pretty crazy at the time. So yeah. And all these great games that you could play.
All these great games, no Sly Cooper. I will give this system one single point, though. This is the first system to earn a point.
Oh, okay.
Sleek design, and like the Super Famicom, like, also looks really cool, I feel like. The point comes from Super Metroid. It's got it. It's got Super Metroid.
Fair. That's fair.
All right.
Almost as good as a Sly Cooper game. Almost. Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep going for a couple more entries. We're going to stop before we hit the top 3. That's when we're going to take our break. So let's jump into the top 5. All right.
Oh, boy.
Number 5 with 71 points. Guesses.
3DS.
Yeah, 3DS.
3DS?
3DS. Al, do you got a guess? DS.
He says DS. Oh.
Jack and Landon are correct. It is the Nintendo
3DS. 3DS,
Single point, baby. Single point on the board. Let's go. Can I sell 3DS. My point for advantage on the next the next guess?
Yeah, Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, man.
The Nintendo 3DS got it got 3 first place placements. One of them was mine. Just gonna throw it out there. It got 1 second place placement and 2 third place placements. The only reason it didn't really get higher with all of those is that much like the Super Nintendo, there were a few entrants that had put the 3DS nowhere to be found on their list. So it is a very top-heavy system.
Are wrong.
There's a bunch of people who really, really love 3DS, and there's a bunch of people who either never touched it or they didn't like it enough to have it on their list. It is very.
I know those people are wrong because it's top 5 on the aggregated list, so they have to be wrong.
It is. It made it onto the list. It's in the top 5, 71 points. We talked about this system on its own podcast. It's a fantastic system.
Great system. Classic. Haven't played it yet.
We've talked a little bit about like library in terms of like classic support. The Wii has GameCube support. The PS4 has your classic collection of like digital titles from like PS1 and PS2, and has a lot of remakes and remasters. And the 3DS has a lot of cool stuff all the same. You've got DS backwards compatibility, you've got Virtual Console, and you have a really strong lineup of 3DS games as well. Pretty much all of the major Nintendo franchises are here in some form with a decently solid title, at least as far as like IP that was out at the time. And it's just God, there's just so much to play. There's so much to customize with the 3DS. I've said so much. I could honestly just talk forever. But we had a podcast, so Jack, how do you feel about the 3DS being up here on number 5?
I think it's deserved. Very deserved. 3DS is an objectively great system. We did a podcast. Did we do a 3DS podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We did. It's kind of miraculous, like how good of a system it ended up being with how rough of a start it had. Because the first year for the 3DS was not great. It was not great. At least like the first 6 months. Until it got 3D Land and Mario Kart 7. But yeah, I don't know. I've spent a shitload of time on my 3DS. I mean, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to take your time, Jack.
That's a quote from That's a quote from Reggie.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to mention is the 3DS, I feel it has that same charm to it that the GameCube does. It's just a system that's aged remarkably well. Like, there are people that are like getting excited about getting into having a 3DS now in 2025 and 2026. And like the market for, 3DS is just taken off. There's people that are adults now that are nostalgic for it. And it holds up well. It's a great system. That's all I want to add.
I don't have too much to say about it. It's a system that I've dumped thousands of hours into, both 3DS and Virtual Console and just DS games as well. It's like the Wii, where it has a shitload of great games, plus you can play all of the shitload of great games from the previous system, as well as having an excellent Virtual Console library.
Yeah.
So,
it doesn't have Sly Cooper, unfortunately.
Doesn't have Sly Cooper. So probably 0 points. I can't think of any reason to give it a single point.
Yeah.
It has a new Kid Icarus game.
It does.
It does.
Like I said, if you could think of an IP, it probably was on here somehow.
Ice Climbers.
Ice Climber.
It was on the Virtual Console.
R.I.P. Ice Climbers.
R.I.P. Ice Climbers. No new Ice Climbers game. 0 out of 10. No, this is a system. Hands down, this was probably my number one when I made my list. Find the one that has 3DS at number 1 and Game Gear on the list.
Yeah.
That was probably my vote. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't think he could probably do the search parameters on that.
Al said play Sticker Star.
What a great title. You know what? Play Sticker Star and Chibi Robo Ziplash. The end of humanity.
I found Landon's.
All right. He found mine. There was only one that had the 3DS at number 1 and the Game Gear on the list, period.
Yep. I found which one was yours.
Shocker. Wow. Who would have thought? Yeah. So absolutely probably my favorite system of all time. I like pretty much every version of it. I don't care to use the 2DS, or either of the 3DS XLs, the base or the new 3DS XL. That's just me. I love the OG, probably because I use that a bunch. I absolutely adore the new 3DS with the swappable faceplates. Just the compact design that makes it portable, but it's still big enough to where it's very playable, but not too distorted. When you get to the XL versions, I love that version of the system. I also I don't like the gloss finish on a lot of the systems, because it's very easy to
fingerprints
to ruin that. Yeah. Whereas the new 3DS does not have a gloss finish. At least the one I have just has no, that's my wallet. My wallet and the new 3DS look very similar because they're both black. but yeah, like from a standpoint of how it looks, I love the system. And themes, folders. It had the Nintendo Arcade badge shop thingy where you could like really customize your like home menu and put dumb dioramas on it. Yeah. So yeah,
right.
0 out of 10.
All right, and number 4 beat the 3DS, and it's 71 points by 1 point.
Whoa.
70,
what is better than the 3DS by 1 point?
72 points. Guesses?
72 points. Ooh.
72 points.
Shit. 1 point above the 3DS.
Al's sticking with the DS. That's a good answer, Steve.
I think, you know what? I'm also going to vote for the DS. I think it would be fitting and it would be funny if the DS got 1 more point than the 3DS.
Okay.
So there's 3 other systems.
Yep.
I'm inclined to believe that the PlayStation 2 is going to end up being one of those systems.
Yeah.
Because
PS2 is going to be
someone in the world likes the PlayStation 2. I have no idea why. It's not like there's 3 Sly Cooper games on that system, making it obviously the number 1 choice.
You know what's really funny is that it's not on Landon's list at all.
It's not.
He's talking a lot about Sly Cooper, but I don't see no fucking PS2 on his list.
You see a PS3 on my list either?
There is a PS3 on your list, actually.
You can play the Sly Cooper games on the PS3.
You can play 4 Sly Cooper games on the PS3. It's the ultimate system by Sly Cooper standards.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyway. So DS is probably going to be on this because it's a good system. PS2. I'm trying to think what the other. I cannot imagine the 64 being on this.
No, I don't think it will be.
I don't. I guess Game Boy.
Yeah,
now, question.
Considered that.
Game Boy Color, is that considered?
I consider that like one system.
One system. That's what I thought. I was trying to remember what your parameters was, but I don't think it makes. I don't know if it makes top 4. Fuck it. Let's just go. Everyone in on the DS.
Everyone's in on DS.
Let's see what happens.
Well, all 3 of you are wrong. Number 4.
Okay.
With 72 points, beating out the 3DS by 1 point. Game Boy Advance.
Oh, I was wondering if it was going to be on the list.
I'm surprised nobody thought of this.
I guessed the Game Boy Advance earlier.
He did the last one. Or 2 ago, whatever it was.
2 spots ago? I don't remember.
That's why I'm surprised you didn't keep going.
I didn't expect it to rank over the 3DS.
The Game Boy Advance, by the way, got one first place placement, 2 second place placements. It did not get any third place placements, but it was on a lot of people's lists. Like I think there might have been like 1 or 2 like entrants out of the 17 or so that didn't put on their list at all. Like I saw GBA on almost everybody's lists. So it got a lot of just consistent points.
That'll do it for you.
Jack, how do you feel about GBA being here?
Did I put on my list, was it number 4?
It was in fact number 4 on your list.
Yeah, there we go. I'm correct, folks. Another spiritual point for me.
I put GBA at number 5.
Ooh, wrong answer, Steve.
GBA was on my list, but I can't remember exactly where. I love the Game Boy Advance. It's a great system. It has
another system we just talked about.
Yeah, another one that we just talked about, and I don't really have a whole lot to say about it without repeating myself. So go listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
The Game Boy Advance, I mean, I like that it's here because it is much like the 3DS, a really great system with a bunch of different cool models. With the SP, the Micros even got a nice bit of charm to it, and it's backwards compatible with all the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and there's a lot of really good ones there. So, and the Game Boy Advance, I feel like personally, as I talked about it on that podcast, it just I keep finding more and more GBA games that I like. Like it's just such a good library. Even if it doesn't have any of like the so-called greatest games of all time, like certain other systems will have, it's got so many really, really good ones. So I'm glad it's here. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the top three, I need a quick refresher for my throat. So Jack, can you do our housekeeping segment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I will. Hey there, everybody. This is Jack from the Gaming Stooges. You're listening
Jack from
to
the
the
Stooges.
Gaming Stooges, the annual bi-weekly Gaming Stooges housekeeping break segment.
What?
Where I talk to you about the many things that we do outside of our podcast, like our Patreon, where you can donate for either $3 or $5 a month. You will be either the Silver Stooge or Gold Stooge tier. At the Silver Stooge tier, you get access to a ton of voting options on future content. You can vote for future podcast topics. You can vote for future stream titles. You can also get access to a plethora of exclusive content that we do just for Patreon. We have a ton of videos that we post once a month to our Patreon of many things, including tier lists, potential classic editions of video game systems, various playthroughs on Delta Green. It's a bunch of fun stuff. And at the $5 Gold Stooge tier, you get all of that, but you also get a personal shout out from me. Shout out to Al. He's our Gold Stooge.
Thank you, Al, for being here as you always are. You're the best.
You really are. We, in addition to our Patreon, we also have a Discord where you can learn about what our upcoming content is, where you can also talk to us if you want to. We're friendly, kind of. You can also just keep up with our schedules and learn about what will be coming in the future, and also just talk about video games with us. We don't have any other social media, so it's kind of the only option you got. Let's see. As far as streams, the games we're currently streaming, I'm still hard set into Yakuza 0. It's been really fun. We just got back to playing as Kiryu after playing as Majima for a couple of chapters. It's been a lot of fun playing with slot cars and going bowling, and also helping film a music video for definitely not Michael Jackson with definitely not Steven Spielberg. Cloud, you're still on Mario Odyssey.
We still got some post game. We now that we can do all of those stupid little like moon rock based moons, we have a lot of extra like revisits of worlds that we're gonna do. So we're gonna try and at least get all of that done. If we have enough moons at the end to go do the darker side of the moon, like extra end game challenge, we'll try and do that, and then we're gonna move on to some other streams in the future.
Hell yeah! And then Landon just recently finished Chibi Robo and will be starting by the time that this goes up. I think he will have. No, actually, it'll be the day after this goes up. He will be starting Dragon Quest V, and I believe that is everything. Unless there's anything I neglected to mention. We have a YouTube channel as well, where you can check out the VODs for all of our streams. We archive every single stream that we do, with a few exceptions. And you can watch those anytime on our YouTube, where you can also listen to the podcast on our YouTube. If you're already listening to this podcast through YouTube, then hi, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your time. And if not, I'm sorry. I'm not actually sorry, but you know,
I feel like they wouldn't have made it to this point in the
No,
podcast.
no, they definitely wouldn't, unless they were just like continuing out of sheer hatred and just like, oh, this sucks so much. I want to see where it goes, though.
I want to see what number 1 is and why it's the PlayStation 2.
If it's not the PlayStation 2, I'm going to kill myself.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoa.
Jack.
What? I'm okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you guys ready to get back into it? We've got 3 more systems to count down.
We have 3 spots left, and logically only 3 systems that will be that remain. And I think I know what system will land where. But Cloud, tell us how many points.
Number 3 has a little bit of a jump with 78 points. So 6 points higher than the Game Boy Advance, and it's 72 points. So, yeah, guesses as to what our number 3 is.
This is DS. I'm saying number 3 is DS.
I really hope it isn't.
It would be funny if it isn't.
Alice locked in on DS. He has not pressed any other button besides DS. He's doing what Landon should have done early with the GameCube.
I'm gonna go GameCube, baby.
GameCube.
Honestly, I'm trying to think of what other fucking system would even be on this goddamn list.
Do you want me to? I was gonna say, do you want me to tell you the 3 that are left that are logically going to fill the top 3 spots?
Well, PS2, DS. I'm just trying to think of what the third one is.
Switch.
Oh, you think it's the GameCube or the Switch?
Yeah.
Not the GameCube. I was thinking
you think it's the GameCube. I don't, but you do.
He's still on the GameCube.
I'm trying to make other people believe it's the GameCube too.
Yeah, you really believe in it in your heart of hearts that it's the GameCube.
Yeah. I think the GameCube got enough votes that it got 2 spots on the fucking list.
Here's how the GameCube can still win.
Yeah. DS versus Switch versus PS2. Yeah, let's go DS.
So you guys are all locking in on DS again?
I guess so.
You're all wrong again. It is Nintendo Switch.
No way. Oh, fuck.
I thought
Nintendo,
about switching too.
The thing that really held Nintendo Switch back is that it did not get... It is one of the only 2 systems on the top 10, besides the PS1, that did not get a single first place placement. It got... It got 2 second place placements, and it got 4 third place placements. One of those is mine. So yeah, the Switch got a lot of love. It just didn't get a top spot on anyone's list. And I think I'm going to tell you right now, it probably wouldn't have mattered because the next 2 are way ahead of it.
That's fair. So the next one's DS and the last one's PS2.
More than likely.
Are the 3 of us in agreement, Al?
I
Jack,
think
myself.
so.
Okay.
I think so.
I hope to God there's an upset and the DS
number 1 is the Dreamcast.
America's system.
Number 1 is the Dreamcast. Switch at number 3, you know, it makes sense that it's not everyone's like number 1 favorite system.
Yeah.
Because it's a damn good one. It just doesn't have once again, there's no Sly Cooper. Out of all the video games that are on this fucking system, you can name like 16 video games that are probably actually on the Switch.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper's not one of them.
Yeah.
But
the
it's
Switch...
got so many games on it. It has such a vast library, both like original titles and bringing the Nintendo Switch Online into it. Yeah. And it's sleek. I love the hybrid nature of the Switch and the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm. It's you know what's funny though is that like despite we're still in the first year of the Switch 2, but like I still haven't like mentally moved on from the Switch 1. Like in the back of my mind, I know that the Switch 2 is its own thing, but I still just think of it as the Switch.
I think the issue is, and like pretty much every system that is released since like Xbox One. So like Xbox One, PS4, and Switch all sort of have this like identity crisis when it comes to their like to the next console. Like the next console has an identity crisis because they all feel like the Game Boy Color to the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like just more powerful of the same thing.
Yeah,
And like
that's
a
fair.
lot of the library
Carries over.
is like carries over. Like either completely backwards compatible or like new games that are releasing on both.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the Switch 1 was so successful and so absurdly popular. Like it is, I don't know for sure if it topped the PS2 for best-selling system yet.
Not yet. It is, by the time we hear about an update, it's going to definitely have passed the DS because it was like right there, but we don't know if it's going to pass the PS2. It's possible. By the time some people listen to this like a year from now, it might. We'll see.
It might. Sony's gonna find like, oh, there was actually like 10 million more PS2s that were only sold in this like one of the islands of Hawaii that no one lives on, but there's 10 million PS2s there.
The last batch of PS2s has like the amount of units that they shipped at the end, like on them, like so they can't get higher. They can't get higher than 160 million. So anyway,
no,
the Switch.
Either way, the Switch was like. It was just like a perfect formula. Like they basically created like the perfect concoction of a console handheld hybrid that does both extremely well. It's not like obviously it's not handheld to the point where you can just like slide it in your pocket and like go on with your day. It's something that you bring a carrying case for, but still it's like it's something that you can fucking take anywhere. You can play goddamn the new Legend of Zelda game. Oh, here goes Landon trying to proving me wrong. No, not trying, succeeding in proving me wrong by putting his Switch into his pants pocket. Thank you, Landon.
And that was an OLED Switch too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm looking at Switch OLED now, thinking like, should I do the same? But I don't want to give up.
My thoughts on the Switch are that like it is with the Wii, it was that blue ocean strategy with Nintendo where they decided to try something different instead of just go pound for pound, power for power, and it paid off in a huge way. The fact that it's a hybrid makes it just incredibly versatile to play it in a bunch of different ways. And it's got like almost every game under the sun on it. The only reason I did not put it higher personally, it was my number 3, by the way, is because the Switch it is noticeably less powerful than the other systems that are out at the same time, which means if you're going to get games for it from other systems, they are going to be noticeably not as good. And that's the only thing that holds it back. The only thing. And it's still serviceable at that anyway. So like it is just, but if it was just that, just that little bit better, and that's why we have the Switch too. But yeah, the Switch is just incredible. Like it's such a massive library and you can play it any way you want.
Yeah. Ton of great games on it.
I think my only like big issue with the Switch, because I like even like performance on games, I don't really care for the most part. Like because I'm willing to take the sacrifice to be able to take a game on the go, so I can actually like continue to play video games in my life. Because otherwise, like
it is wild to think. It is wild to think that a game like Nier Automata or Persona 5, like stuff that was on the PS4 just a few years before, you could then just put in your pocket and take with you because of this system. Like
yeah. My biggest issue is like the durability of the controller is like not great.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joy-Cons.
I'm not even just talking about, I'm not talking about just stick drift. Like the amount of times I've seen people just snap the rail.
The Joy-Con are just not built super well. They get by, but they could be better.
Now, like the Pro controller is amazing, but that's not the controller for the system.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
You have to.
That's not what
you have to judge
everyone's using.
You have to judge the Joy-Con the way that you would judge the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, because that was what you use.
Yeah, not. Oh, I just use the classic controller or the GameCube controller for every game that it's compatible with for the Wii.
Yeah.
Like it's like no, it's the Wiimote is the controller for the system. That is what came with it.
So yeah,
Yep.
So
that's a valid thing.
Other than that, like phenomenal system. I really like. I mean, I have a lot of Switch.
It's
games.
still getting games too, and
It's still getting games, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, it is
0 out of 10.
Failed system.
Actually,
famously failed system.
Actually, 1 out of 10. It has Metroid.
True.
Yep, true.
All right. So you guys said you wanted to all just lock in your top 2 as DS, and then
I don't think we
PS2.
all agreed with that.
No?
I think
No.
I was speaking really loud.
I thought I heard you guys agree to it, but I guess not.
I'm guessing. I think
no. So I will say number 2 and number 1 are very close together, and they are also way higher point totals than everything else below them. Number 2 has 95 points, a 17-point difference from number 3.
Damn.
Which one is it, though?
How many? Okay, all right. Let me ask this: how many points does number 1 have?
97. It is a 2-point difference.
Wow.
They are very close.
Damn.
They are very, very close.
Jack, I don't know if this sways anything. I did not vote for the PS2, but I did vote for the DS. Could that be the 2-point difference?
Yeah, true. That is true.
Yeah.
But consider that
Could my single entry be the difference between the DS being number 1 or number 2?
I'm still locking in DS at number 2 and PS2 at number 1.
Okay.
Al,
what you saying? Keep with the DS until the end. So yeah, DS.
Gonna keep voting
2.
DS, baby.
Right.
Oof.
Are you voting DS
Every time,
or PS2? Land?
Every fucking time I've voted with both of them, and I've thought of the other one that has been wrong. But we're gonna keep going with DS. Let's go DS.
Okay.
Well, you are all correct because it is the Nintendo DS. America's System gets second place.
America's System, baby.
Number 2 on our list of top 10 systems, 95 points. It got specifically 1 first place placement. It got 3 second place placements and 2 third place placements. So it got on quite a few lists. It didn't get a ton of topping spots, but it got a lot. So, and it was on quite a few people's lists. Like, I don't think I saw too many entrants where the DS wasn't there at all. Like, so it's, what can we say about the DS? We had a podcast on this. It is Nintendo's handheld for the same generation as the Wii. It revolutionized handheld gaming with its 2 screens and touchscreen support, and it's got a gigantic library.
America's System.
It is America's System. That's what we can say. It's what we have said. We will continue to say.
It's true.
Yeah.
The Nintendo DS is one of the best systems of all time. I don't remember where exactly I had it ranked, but I want to say it was top 3. You said how many? You said there was 2 people that had the Wii ranked at number 1?
1.
Just 1? Oh, that's me. That's me. I put the Wii at number 1. So, where did I put the DS?
You put the DS in 4th.
4th, okay.
I put the DS in, where's my list? It was in 8th for me. So it was actually a little low.
Do you want to say why?
Why I had an 8th?
Yeah, why you had it so low?
Because I am nostalgia biased for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah, several of the systems I had above the DS were just systems I grew up with earlier in my life. So
That's fair. DS. Who doesn't love it? Phenomenal
Cloud.
system. It has the goddamn Ace Attorney trilogy on it. Now, granted, there's a lot of systems that you can play the Ace Attorney trilogy on, but this was the first system that you could play the Ace Attorney trilogy on in English.
In America.
In America. This is why the DS is America's system, because it is the first system to have the Ace Attorney games.
You had Animal Crossing
localized
on there. You had some of the best Pokemon games of all time, both main series and spin-off on this thing. You've got
Pokemon Dash.
You've got a bunch of great Kirby games on this thing. You've got and Mass Attack.
Mass Attack.
You do have you got some decent Legend of Zelda games, some good Mario games. You've got Mario Kart DS, incredible game for the system.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't have a DSi, you have backwards compatibility with Game Boy Advance. So,
yeah,
it's a great system.
That's true.
Look at this fucking thing.
Hell yeah,
look at it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
20 years old.
This is peak design.
For the audio listeners, Landon is holding up an original model red Fat DS. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of technology. I wish I still had
that is how you design video game consoles.
I wish I still had my Fat DS.
Any other words for the DS, Landon? It doesn't have a Sly Cooper game.
It's obvious why it lost. Honestly, those 2 points.
It was Sly Cooper.
Yes, it has Big Bang Mini, but it does not have Sly Cooper.
That's true. It does have Big Bang Mini, and it does have Elite Beat Agents.
It does.
Yeah.
I like how I'm not the only one that pairs those two games together for some reason. Well,
they're both rhythm games for the DS.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and they're both really good rhythm games. I mean, they're very different, but they're
yeah.
Anyway, hi. We're at number 1. We finally
number 1 is the PlayStation 2 with 97 points, beating the DS by 2 points.
I like how you didn't even give us a chance to guess because we already knew.
Yeah, we already knew.
I wanted to guess the GameCube.
The PlayStation 2 got 4 first place placements. 4. It got
too many.
It got 3 second place placements.
Also too many.
And 1 third place placement. So almost half of the respondents put the PS2 in the top 3 somewhere.
That's pretty crazy.
It's the PS2. It's the motherfucking PS2. It is the system that came after the PS1, which means you had backwards compatibility with the PS1. You had DVD and CD playback at a time where people really liked having that on another device so that they didn't have to spend a bunch of money for a device that did just that. And I mean, it's got this massive library of incredible games. Again, you've got the Ratchet games, you've got the Jack games, you've got the renaissance of GTA starting with GTA 3, you've got Kingdom Hearts, you've got Sly Cooper, you've got, if you can think of a genre, there's a good game on the PS2 for it. Katamari Damacy, Ape Escape 2 and 3, Final Fantasy X and X-2. I can go on. Dark Cloud 2, my favorite game of all time, PS2 game. So yeah, this was my number 2. I mean, I still think it's an incredible system, and it's definitely worth being on here. I'm not surprised it's number 1. It's the fucking PS2. So yeah, Jack, thoughts on the PS2?
Oh, it's got 3 Sly Cooper games on it.
Got 3 Sly Cooper games on it.
But not only that. Not only does it have 3 Sly Cooper games, it also has 4 Ratchet and Clank games.
4. Technically 5. They had a port of the PSP game Size Matters as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. There are 5.
That one's not that good though. You don't have to count that
fair.
one.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about
Ratchet
that
and
one.
Clank games.
4 Ratchet and Clank games. We got 3 Jack and Daxter games plus 1 Jack spinoff. We got fucking Silent Hill 2 and 3.
Yep.
3 was on the
and
PS2,
4,
right?
And 4.
And 4. You know, I always think of Silent Hill 4 as a Wii game. I always forget that it was also on the PS2. You have every
Okami?
Sonic game. You have Okami. You have every Sonic game from Heroes to Unleashed, not including Secret Rings, but we don't talk about that. Or 06.
Or 06.
It had Heroes. It had Heroes. It had Shadow, and it had
Riders.
Unleashed.
It had
Riders.
Unleashed.
It had the Sonic Mega Collection Plus.
Yep.
Which is actually like the definitive version of the Mega Collection. It's got shit, man. There's so much on the PS2. It's so good. It's like I didn't even grow up with the PS2. I didn't get a PS2 until I got one secondhand when I was like 14 or 15 years old. It's got Persona 4. It's got Persona 3. It's got fucking, there's so much. There actually does have something for everyone on this system. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. Fuck. There's like, it's not my favorite system, but like objectively, it's one of the best of all time. And there's a reason why it ranked at number 1. Because it's got 3 Sly Cooper games.
Yeah.
That's why.
Landon.
That's why.
Your thoughts on the PS2?
There are 4 games on this console, and I can name all 4 of them.
Yeah, what's the 4th
Sly
one?
Cooper. Hold on. You don't even know what number...
Say the full title, Landon. Say the full title.
That's what I was going to.
to
Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Techno Beat.
Okay.
Those are the 4 games on this console.
Fair.
Yeah.
But
Because
you
those are
also,
the 4 games I owned growing up on this console.
you also, but also Dance Dance Revolution.
Yep.
You have fucking home console DDR.
Sure. I
Very
didn't
popular
own it,
on
so
the
it doesn't
PS2
exist.
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
Anyway.
Guitar Hero, the first Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero 2. Those games have aged like piss. They are basically unplayable by today's standards of rhythm games, but they were the start of the series. And that's cool.
A lot of good WWE games on there. You had
Yeah.
SmackDown vs. Raw. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. You had
we haven't
Dragon
even
Ball
met-
Z, Budokai, and Tenkaichi, all of them. GameCube had most of the same games, but not all of them because they didn't get the 3s for those for some reason.
The GameCube didn't have any of the Tenkaichis.
Or didn't have any.
Yeah, no,
had
it just had
Tenkaichi
Budokai.
3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
But
not
GameCube had Budokai
1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo didn't have
But the PS2
Budokai
had
3 or
all of them.
Yeah. Anyway,
You know, I am surprised. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, Landon. I just happened to look at the best-selling PS2 games, and now I'm sure Japan has something to do with this. But I am surprised that in the best-selling system of all time, Dragon Quest VIII is in the top 10 best-selling games on the system.
It is mostly Japan, but it was the first Dragon Quest game to hit it big over here too.
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, it is number 10. It's at the very bottom of the top 10, but that's still pretty cool.
I think what's cool about the PS2 to me is that unlike a lot of like the super popular Nintendo systems where like, yes, you'll have games that are popular, but like there's going to be a huge delta and there's going to be all of the best selling games are just like Nintendo's biggest hitters of that system. And then everything else. The PS2 doesn't have like too many like really big like standout sales wise. Like I think the best selling one is San Andreas, and it's at like 20 million tops on a system that sold 160 million units.
Yeah.
The thing about the PS2 is that, I mean, obviously because DVD player as well, but like it just had such a strong variety. You could talk to like a million different PS2 users and they're all going to have some different library of games that they love. Like it is so diverse.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the record, the you were correct. San Andreas is the best-selling game on the system, and it was 17.3 million. And that doesn't seem like a lot for a system that sold 155, 160-ish million units. But when you consider that the system never had a pack-in title, and also there are now when you pull up the Wikipedia pages for like the best-selling games on a given system, it only lists the games that sold at least 1 million copies.
I'm guessing that goes very, very long on the PS2.
There are 167 games that sold over 1 million copies on the PS2.
There you go. There you have it.
And like the bottom of the top 10 is like 5 million. Which is insane. So like it's just like it just goes to show that there's
150 games that at least sold 1 million and didn't quite sell 5 million. So somewhere.
Yeah, it's like there's a shitload of games that were like by all means really successful on this system. And shit, man, I don't know. I didn't expect to be gassing up the PS2 much when we got around to talking about it, but like there's a reason it got number 1. It has a shitload of games, and a lot of them are really fucking good.
Yeah.
And it also lasted 1 million years.
Not quite as long as the PS4 when you think about it as far as like quality support, but
true.
It got so much support in the time it did. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Landon?
Hi.
Can
I say something?
Yeah.
Jack? Okay.
Go for it.
You.
Sorry.
Thank you. You're fine. I like the design of the original PS2. I never really had the slim, but also it looks very flimsy. Like I could break it by looking at it. So I guess it.
I will say I have only ever had the slim, and that thing is honestly more durable than it looks. Like it's been my PS2 has been through hell, and it still works perfectly fine. Or at least last I checked.
It looks like something that if I look at it, it snaps in half. But
when you consider that the PS2 Slim was made with early 2000s plastic, which is indestructible by today's standards, it's a lot sturdier than you think it would be.
Yeah, I'm just saying like how I feel like it looks. But yeah, I think it's like it is a very iconic look for a game console.
Mm-hmm.
It has a very iconic startup menu.
Yeah,
it's a good one. Solid classic. And then Al asks, good old Dragon Quest VIII remake win? And before they do remake it, and they leave out the extra stuff from the 3DS version. It wouldn't be a BeanX release without removing content, folks.
They did do that. But anyway, any other thoughts on the PS2, Landon, before we move on to little extra fun bits of like what didn't quite make the list?
Oh, trivia. 3 out of 10. Because that's how many Sly Cooper games are on it.
Right. So let's see. So there was another 20 systems or gaming platforms that were mentioned at least once. I do want to go over not all of them, but a few. So number 11, I mentioned had 27 points, so it wasn't even close to making the top 10. Was the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. It was very close.
Genesis does.
It was very close between it and number 12. Number 12 was the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Number 13 was actually, there was a tie with 2 systems. You guys want to take any guesses what those 2 are? I don't think you'll get them.
Game Gear and Wii U.
Nope.
Dreamcast and Wii U.
Nope. It was actually the OG Xbox.
Really?
And the Steam Deck. There was some Steam Deck believers on that submitted answers for this. In fact, the Steam Deck was both first and not first, second and third on two separate answers.
I feel
I know,
sorry for those people.
I know that Jack's not going to like that, but you have to remember those two people are probably the two people that are really big Steam Deck fans in our server. So
that's fair.
I think it's fair enough, but yeah, it somehow did get a couple other answers that were like kind of low, so that boosted it up to the full 23. And then number 15 was the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, with 21 points. And if we want to go down a little bit further, 16th was PS5 with 20 points. 17th was the N64 with 19 points. 18th was Game Boy with 18 points. So these were all like 1 point differences.
Yeah.
And then there was the Wii U had 15 points. So
Hell yeah.
It was not super low, to be honest. It had some believers.
I'm one of them. I'm the only one, but I'm one of them.
Yeah, PS3 had 11 points, by the way, and Dreamcast had 10. And then it just gets everything else just barely has any points. I will say, I'm pretty sure I know who answered with this one, but the lowest out of all the stuff that was on here was the Wonder Swan. Someone gave it 2 points. I wonder who that was.
I wonder who that was.
And
show yourself in the comments.
The person who put the Wonder Swan also put the Steam Deck on their list, and all of their platforms were handhelds. I wonder who that was.
I very much wonder that was. Reveal yourself in the comments or in Discord.
Yes.
Coward, you won't.
And I will say, of the 30 systems, at least half did have at least one placement in the top 3 somewhere on everybody's list. So like we had a pretty diverse list. I'm not going to go over like the breakdowns over all of them, but SNES, PS1, Dreamcast, N64, NES, Steam Deck, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PS4, PS3, OG Xbox, Genesis, Wii, 360. They all got on the top 3 of somebody's list at least once. So like a lot of the stuff on here was getting some love. And there were a few people that answered PC, and I was hoping it wouldn't make the top 10 because that would be weird to talk about. But it did get 16 points, by the way.
We would just skip it.
I was going to say, I think if the PC somehow did make the top 10, we would just like not talk about it. It would be on. I would still say that's what it was. You don't have to talk. We would still mention it. We just wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah,
we just sit here in silence for 5 minutes, staring at each other.
We just like all directly look at the camera.
Not legally, but you can play Sly Cooper on it.
It's true.
True.
Third best system we've talked about today.
True.
So, yeah. I thought this was pretty fun. I did hope that we could have gotten more like submissions. I wasn't hoping for a super high amount. I was just kind of hoping for like 20 to 25, but 17 submissions is pretty fine. We got honestly, the top 10 ended up being a pretty traditional list, all things considered. You could swap some stuff around. I was personally expecting either the 360 or the Genesis to be on here and not the GameCube, but GameCube really had a few like really strong believers that helped push it up. So yeah, it's a pretty good list. It is completely dominated by Sony and Nintendo. So it's a pretty good breakdown of what our podcast is about.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
It's what we play.
I will say, did you say where the 360 landed?
The 360 was in 12th with 26 points, 1 point below the Genesis.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought the 360 would have been like somewhat decently high.
Yeah, that is the one that I gave 10th place on my list to. I was like struggling between Wii and 360 and PSP, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it to the 360. But, even then, it wasn't enough to help it get onto the list anyway, so yeah. It was at least in a respectable spot. It was 12th, so like,
Yeah. It's not too far off from where I thought it would be.
I will say I think it's pretty funny that the Wii U got a substantial amount more points than the PS3, the Dreamcast, the PSP, the Vita.
You don't want to know why? You can play The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on it.
And the thing about the Wii is that the Wii U, I mean, is that like it didn't get like any like super high placements on anything except for like one person's list, I think. No, it didn't get any. It didn't get any top 3 placements at all. It just got its 15 points off a bunch of like people putting it down near the bottom half of their list. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's got a good library and can play Wii games.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
hard
true.
to argue.
I mean, does it have a small library? Yes. But it's got a good there's some good games in it.
So does the Dreamcast, but people love the Dreamcast, despite that being a failed system, all things considered.
Come back in 10 years when everyone's jerking it to the Wii U.
Yeah, that could very well be the case in 10 years.
Just wait for the fucking revisionist history on the Wii U where people were like, was the Wii U actually goated? And it's just like, where the fuck were you when the Wii U was out?
They weren't born yet.
It's going to be a fun time. But thank you everybody for joining us for that. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about? It has been 3 weeks. The new year rolled over. I was
going to say, let's talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how we spent our holiday with our families. Yeah, I'll start as I usually do. Hi, it's me, Jack, again. Welcome.
You're probably wondering how he got here.
You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Well, it all started 30 years ago.
When he was born.
The day I was born. No, I had a pretty good but quiet holiday with my family. I wish I could have done more, to be honest. Unfortunately, I started to develop a slight cough on Christmas Day. And that ended up turning into the flu. I had the flu. I still have the flu, quite frankly. I'm still a little bit sick. I'm still blowing my nose a decent amount. But yeah, basically since the day after Christmas, I was sick with the flu, and I tragically could not hang out with any of my friends that were in town out of fear of spreading it to people. And it was genuinely so fucking dog shit, worse than any strain of COVID that I've had, to the point where I'm like, I don't want anyone else to have this. I will sacrifice me getting to see my friends during the holidays just so they don't have to deal with this. So that part sucked ass. But the cool part about that is that I had a lot of time to myself where I could just play video games all day, which is nice. So for Christmas, I got, hold on, let me grab my stack. A small stack. For Christmas, I got these two. I got Donkey Kong Bonanza and Kirby Air Riders, and I have been playing a shitload of both of these for the past 2 weeks or so. And I have been loving both of them, genuinely to the point where I wish that I would have bought them when they came out. I've been very addicted to Donkey Kong Bonanza lately. It just it really is just like Mario Odyssey, but monkey version, and you're just destroying terrain, and it's great. I'm having a fucking blast with this game so far. I every time I pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza, I play it for 3 hours, and then
Bonanza kind of reminds me of those angst places that kids would teenagers would go to blow off steam and just let out all their stress. You could just
you're gonna destroy a bunch of terrain.
Yeah, you just let out all your frustration on the terrain.
I mean, I hadn't even thought of it like that, but no, it's genuinely it's a great fucking time. It's it really is just if Donkey Kong was the star of a Mario Odyssey game. Or a game that is styled in the same way as Mario Odyssey, because it feels a lot like Mario Odyssey in a lot of ways, in the sense that like there's a shitload of like bananas, aka moons or power stars, that you can find, and like each area has like a certain amount, and you're like but like in this game you're like punching terrain and destroying everything around you, and you're like digging underground to find a bunch of whatever the fuck. And it's great. I've been loving it so far. I'll talk more about it when we talk about our 2025 recap. And Kirby Air Riders, also fantastic. Like, I have been greatly enjoying this game. I went out of my way to unlock almost all of the characters. I think I'm still missing Magalore, is like the one character I don't have yet. But like, I have really been enjoying this one. Extremely fun game. It really does just feel like a more polished and like updated version of the original Air Ride, but like in the best way possible. I've been having a ton of fun with it. And on top of that, on top of those two, I have also been playing, I already showed this off when Landon gifted it to me, but the new Katamari game, which I've been playing a decent amount of. And it's like honestly astounding, like how similar this is to the PS2 Katamari games in a good way. And now granted, that is 100% because they used the same engine that they used for the reroll games, the remakes of Katamari, the original Katamari Damacy and We Heart Katamari, on modern systems. But like, no, it plays and looks exactly like the PS2 Katamari games in a good way. And it's fucking Katamari. I've just not really like too much crazy or exciting going on, but I do really enjoy like the various like time periods that you explore. Because like that's the whole point of the game, is that you like travel through time and like try and recover all of the planets, because the king of all cosmos fucked it all up again for everyone, and the prince has to save the day. But I've been having a blast with this one as well. So that's what I've been playing lately. As far as what I've been doing, not much, honestly. I've barely, outside of going to work, I have barely left the house since Christmas, because I've been sick and I've been trying to stay home as much as I can. And yeah. I did get a couple of movies as Christmas gifts from a friend, and one of these I pre-ordered myself. Got a couple more Criterion films for you. This is one I pre-ordered because as soon as it was announced, and they said they had like a deal on like, oh yeah, certain percent off pre-orders or 4K movies, including pre-orders. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I don't really feel like waiting for the next sale to get this one. So I got Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which is a great movie that I love about it. It's a movie about Pee-wee Herman, and his bike goes missing and he has to go find it. And that is the whole movie. But it's great and I love it. It's very funny, and I think the cover art is fantastic. These two I got as a gift from my friend Colin. I got Scanners, which most people know is the movie that has the clip where that guy's head explodes. You know the one. You've seen the clip of the guy's head exploding and it fucking blood and guts go everywhere. It's that movie. And I just rewatched it the other day for the first time since I was like a teenager, and it's pretty fun. It's not like an astounding piece of cinema, but it's a fun, goofy, like 80s sci-fi movie, and I enjoy it. And then I also got Brazil, which is an excellent movie that I just watched for the first time the other day, which is like it's from the guy who he's directed a lot of shit. It's Terry Gilliam. He directed like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and this movie has like a lot of people from Monty Python in it. It's very funny, but also kind of depressing. It's like a distant future where like it's very like dystopian and totalitarian, and like everything is fucked, and like everything is super gray and corporate looking. And it's a great movie. I recommend it if you're into like dark comedies at all. That's pretty much it. I haven't really been up to too much outside of just playing video games and watching movies. So, yeah.
I don't actually have anything that I'm going to really talk about here because pretty much so as far as like stuff I got for Christmas, I actually went over all of that the previous podcast, except for I think I also got Donkey Kong Bonanza. That might have come after
For me.
That probably came after that podcast episode. Jack did give that to me. And so I've been playing that quite a bit. And I am also really into it as well. I will probably go back and play a little bit of it before bed tonight. In fact, I will say, just because I'm not likely to talk too much about it when we do our year in review podcast, I am also still playing Breath of Fire 2, usually at work. It is fun. It is funny because the translation is so bad and so basic that they just say some really stupid and funny things sometimes. But it's a good old school RPG, and I love me some good old school RPGs. And then I have been playing another game that I just started the other night, and I will not talk about it because I will talk about it on the Year in Review podcast. And honestly, everything else I could mention is stuff that I'll just wait for that. I didn't do anything special for the holidays. Allison had pulled like a 10-hour shift for like super duper pay. It was like double pay. So, yeah. So
love double pay.
Yeah. So I didn't do anything special for the holidays, and I didn't do anything for New Year's either, really. So I don't really have anything to add. Everything else that I'm going to talk about, that can wait till a couple weeks from now when we do our year in review. So, yeah.
Nice.
Hi,
Landon.
Hi. Well, as far as stuff I've been playing, Hades 2, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and then I'm back trying to finish up Trails in the Sky, first chapter. All of that I'll talk about on the next podcast. Stuff I've gotten. Oh, this is too much stuff. Mario and Luigi Brothership Classic.
Nice.
Akira Kurosawa's Dreams.
Hell Classic. Yeah, that's a good one.
I forget if I got this.
I think you showed that off last episode.
You said you got that for Christmas, right?
I remember.
Yes,
I remember you showing that off.
I showed that off.
Oh, you showed that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, no, because
so I got this.
I was gonna say I remember seeing this in the last podcast. I just didn't know that Jack was the one that did that.
Yeah, I got it and showed it off in the last podcast, and then Landon got it for Christmas.
I got the entirety of Police Squad plus Naked Gun.
Fuck yeah. Police Squad plus Naked Gun.
Trilogy.
Excellent.
So there's that. I got Balatro. IRL
playing
the real cards.
It's a red deck of Balatro. I got books.
Lots of books.
So many books.
Nice.
I started listening to Star Talk, which is a podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson in it. And so Kari got me 3 of the Neil deGrasse Tyson books that are out. So got those. Nice. And then one of the shows I watched after the girls were first born was The Lincoln Lawyer. And so I got the first book in that series, which is based off of the movie with Matthew McConaughey, which I have not watched. So there's that. But the Netflix show like takes a place after that. There's that. It's in the other room, but I also got a Tillamook cat.
Oh hell yeah.
So, yeah. There was like some other things. I got a lot of shit, like too much shit, like way too much fucking shit. I feel like
too much fucking shit on me.
Too much fucking shit. We went and we did like Christmas Eve with Kari's parents, and then we went to and did it with my family. It was fine. It was great. We survived. That's all that really matters. And then New Year's Day, we went to Tillamook Creamery. So spent the day there.
Nice.
Yeah. The girls have been to the Chilmut Creamery 3 times before they turned 1 years old, as one would hope to grow up in life.
Gotta
And
start
then
'em young.
apparently, yeah, I got to start them young. Apparently, it was my birthday because my mom got me birthday gift already. It's not my birthday.
It's not.
It's not even close. But
not even
she's like,
close.
"You're gonna get your birthday gift." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay." So I have Astrobot and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut
On PS5.
Nice.
on PS5. She was like, "You can't play them yet." And I'm like, oh, "Okay,
It's like,
don't worry about that.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Way ahead of you."
You got nothing to worry about there.
She was joking, but yeah. So yeah,
She had
But
no idea
I'm
how
not.
correct that was.
Yeah, she has no idea that I will not play them yet.
Yeah.
I do want to play, especially Astrobot. I do want to play, but oh well. I'm gonna do something really quick. Cloud, I'm gonna challenge you to something.
What are you challenging me to?
You probably have the easiest part of this challenge. I probably have the harder part of this challenge. I want you to recommend me a game right now to play by the end of 2026.
You want me to recommend you a game to play by the end of 2026?
Yes. In our Discord server, Cloud said he's terrible and never wants to recommend video games.
I'm not good at recommending games to people.
See, the only thing, my only stipulation is if you could make it on a handheld device of some sort,
Would make it a lot
super
easier.
easy. Yeah, for me to actually play it by the end of the calendar year of 2026.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say you should play Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East Chronicles.
Okay, I own that game, so that's actually really easy to accomplish.
There you go.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. The voice acting is awesome, and it's a strategy RPG, so you don't have to worry about having to put up with some of Final Fantasy's bullshit.
Yeah, I might sit down and play a Final Fantasy game. Well, I'm being challenged to.
If there is ever going to be a Final Fantasy game where you have anything good to say about it, it's probably that one.
Okay. All right. So there we go. We'll have a whole podcast on that.
But
probably not.
In a couple of weeks, we got next episode, our year in review of 2025, where we're going to be going over not just the games that came out in 2025 that are notable, but also whatever we want to talk about that we played over the course of the year. So it's going to be a big episode. We're even going to have spoilers. Our Patreon this month is going to be devoted to having extra time for each of us to share even more stuff that can't be shared during the episode proper, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say. So we're going to have a big month of recapping our previous year in gaming, basically. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. But we'll see you then. Until then, roll the outro, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.